Hello and welcome to the Everything is Black and White podcast. Andrew Musgrave here. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're going to talk about memberships today because I know it's a topic that is widely discussed on social media and probably amongst you guys at home and in the pubs as well. I am a member. I signed up in July, £37. It cost me as it cost you guys as well. And of course, you sign up and that makes you eligible to get into the ballot for tickets for home games. Now, in the last hour or so, the club have sent out an email, I'm assuming to all members. I'm assuming I'm not just a special one and I've been handed it on my own, but I'm assuming all members have had this, where they've been asked to fill in a survey, and the club really want you guys to take part. They say your input will provide valuable insights into what matters most to our fans. Now, before I get into what the survey asks you, because I filled mine in, it takes 5 minutes, and also if you fill it in, you'll be entered into a prize draw for an exclusive tour of the training ground. I didn't sign up for that bit though, because I wanted you guys to have a better chance than me. I think what we have to say first off, it's great to see the club opening up this line of communication, because one of the first things I wanted as a fan when the club was taken over was to feel part of the club again, to feel like the fan base mattered, like their opinions mattered, like we could be part of the discussions on decisions that we could impact. Obviously, I'm not talking about signing players or the manager or the tactics of the formation, but the things we can impact, such as, food kiosks, such as the membership, such as tickets. And it's great to see the club have consistently communicated with the fan base. Now, look, there'll be a lot of discussion about what the club have got right and what the club have got wrong. And I'm sure the club will be the first to admit some things haven't gone as well as they'd hoped. The man of Staveley said a wee while back that they will make mistakes, but they will learn from them. And I think we can see that. I think we praise them for the open communication that they're consistently giving to fans, because that's really, really important. They've held other events, such as the one in recent weeks about atmosphere. There was one originally about tickets and away tickets. And these events, in-person events, have been widely received. They've been attended, and the feedback, I think, has been positive. I know some people haven't been overly happy with them, but I think a large part, I think the undercurrent of the communication is the key bit. And so it's good to see the club again asking for your opinions, because at the end of the day, it's the paying fans that matter the most, and your opinions really do matter. Now, the memberships is a really interesting one, isn't it? Because a lot of people have had good success, a lot of people have had medium success, and a few people have had the worst luck possible. I know someone who's had 0 tickets to the ballot despite applying for nearly every single home game possible. It's luck of the draw. It's really tough on you. I do feel for those who have not had much luck at all. And you've got the system. The system, I think, is one of the really interesting parts of the membership, because the new system is that you get an email and you get told the ballot is open. You've got a few days to enter into the ballot. Then you check your bank account a few days after and you'll find out you've been successful. The old system last season was log on at 10 a.m. on a certain day and just hope, keep everything crossed, that you've got a low number in this queue that will allow you to get a ticket. Some loved the old system. Some didn't, because they were in work meetings and they felt it was unfair that they couldn't always be ready at 10 a.m. or was it 9 a.m.? I think it was 10 a.m. to log on. This way, you can enter over a series of days, which is probably better for the majority, although I think a lot of people would like a bit more transparency on how the ballot system works in terms of drawing the names out of the hat. But look, the person who is responsible for the ballot system, the person who is responsible for divvying the tickets out, they've got a really hard job. You're not going to please everybody. It's not a job that I envy at all, not a responsibility that I would want, because it must be a constant headache, because whatever you do will please some, it'll annoy others, it'll make others upset, and it won't work for everybody. It is a horrible, horrible, horrible job. I wouldn't want it. The other thing about members is that it's a fair assumption, I think, and we don't have the numbers to hand, but it's a fair assumption that there are more members than there are tickets available for match days. And that in itself presents a huge problem. That's why some have had no luck whatsoever. But, the other side of that is, if you've got, let's say, 30,000 members, and again, we don't know the number, I'm just picking a number out of the air, but let's say 30,000 members signed up, and you assume that they want to go to the majority of games, does that give the club an insight into how much they would look to expand St James's Park potentially? You've got 30,000 people there waiting for a ticket. Let's say you've got, I don't know how many season ticket holders there are, but let's say, half them, maybe 20,000 can get into the stadium via the ballot. Then you've got people waiting, you've got queues, you've got people who aren't members as well. But I think the number of members against the tickets available to members for match days will provide the club some insight into maybe just how far they need to expand St James's Park. But that's a discussion for another episode. Let's get into this survey then and what it asks you guys. Like I say, I filled it in, takes 5 minutes. And the key question is whether you're going to renew your membership for next season. Don't worry, it's an anonymous survey, so they don't know you filled it in. They don't know your answers. They only know if you filled it in, if you want to be part of the prize draw for the exclusive training ground tour, but they don't know your answers come from you. So, you can leave your feedback. There is a box at the end of the survey where you can leave more feedback. Maybe that isn't covered in the questions that are asked. Now, like I say, the key question is whether you're going to sign up for next year, and then asks you, if not, why not? It gives you 5 reasons, and then you have to list the reasons from 1 to 5, 1 being the most important, 5 being the least important. And the 2 real key reasons in that list are access to tickets and value for money. The other options are don't need it anymore, didn't use it as much, and other. So, but like I say, the 2 key points are the access to tickets and value for money. And it's really interesting because I think, and let me know in the comments what you think, if you're a member, if you've managed to get, say, 10 games this season, Champions League games included, I would say that's a number where you might then consider the £37 to be good value for money. Now, if you've only managed to get to 2 or 3, or heaven forbid 0, and you've wanted to go to each game and you've just not been lucky enough to get a ticket through the ballot system, then of course you're going to think it's really poor value for money, because what's the point? Personally, £37, it does sound quite steep. I can understand why people might think it's too much. Let me know in the comments. Do you want to see it lowered? Would you be angry if the club decided to increase it next season? £37. If you, like I say, get to the majority of games, I don't think it's the worst price to be paying, but it all depends on your personal preference. It all depends on how much luck you've had in the ballot. And like I say, I know a lot of people who've had no luck whatsoever. And of course, like I say, if that's you, it's not going to be good value for money. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with the price point next season. Other questions include, have you used a discount on the food and drink that you've got? Have you used the venue hire option, which I thought was a really good benefit, actually. You get some benefit, some discount if you booked Shearer's Bar out, which I thought was a fantastic benefit. I'd be interested to know how many people actually took that up. And then there's other questions on kind of ranking the importance of certain benefits of being a member, such as online events, such as the chance to meet players, etc., prize draws, stuff like that. They want to know how much these kind of added benefits mean to you. And I guess for the majority of people, what matters the most is getting into St James's Park. Yes, it's nice to have the opportunity to have member-only online events where you potentially get to be online, a Zoom call, and chat to an ex-professional, or at least be in the room when he's chatting to a host. Lovely, okay, but you could probably read that afterwards if the press have been invited, or it'll go around social media. The key thing people want is to get into St James's Park, and that's why I really do think the debate about the value for money and how fair the membership is, that debate comes into its own. Like I say, it's not an easy task whatsoever, and I don't envy the person making these decisions. It's going to be really interesting to see what they do next season. Do they cap it at a certain amount? Potentially. That would be maybe one option. But I suppose the argument to that would be you take as much money as you possibly can, and I hope this comes across the right way. You take as much money as you possibly can, with the mindset of it still being fair and a chance of people actually getting tickets. But that money obviously then gets reinvested in the club, into the training ground, into the buying players, into just improving the stadium as a whole. So that's really, really important, I think, to consider. Let me know in the comments what you think. But yeah, if you've not filled in the survey, check your emails, go and fill it out. Let me know your thoughts on it. Like I say, it is an anonymous survey, so your answers won't be tracked back to you, and you can leave a bit more feedback on the last question in an other box. And I'd be intrigued. I would really like to know what other questions you would like to ask of the membership package. I mean, a lot of people upset that it was kind of a digital only package, because last season and seasons before you got you got a wallet, a pen, a pin badge. I use the wallet actually to this day. That's the wallet I use, the little wallet with a Newcastle United badge on it. It's a really nice wallet. You got it in a really nice box through the post. And obviously, maybe that was a cost-cutting saving. Maybe there was just too many members this time around to do that, and the cost price didn't weigh up this time around. But I know a lot of people would have liked to seen that back, because then you feel part of something rather than just having your number sent to you on email. Maybe that's something the club will reconsider again. I don't know, but there's probably other items as well that I've not discussed that you guys have got in your mind. So let me know in the comments what you think. I'll get back to you as well. You can head over to chroniclelive.co.uk for all the latest Newcastle United news. Hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys very soon.